I'm Jamie with Love, Light, and Roses, and today I am doing a reading for Starseeds. Let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to start with this deck here. We're going to see what comes out. I'm already picking up that a lot of you need to cool it. I'm not sure what some of you are anxious about. But I just feel like you need to relax. Some of you may be working too hard. There's a lot of personal and professional, I don't want to call it chaos, but there's just a lot of energy that is affecting you in a negative way. Perhaps you need more balance in your life, a balance between all aspects of your life. Some of you really need to focus on your health. You may be dealing with some issues, and I'm picking up diet. A diet change may help you. More exercise, even if it's just walking, going outdoors more, maybe spending some time in nature, grounding yourself, meditation, what have you. So just know that you're being guided to really help yourself to improve your health, your well-being, your happiness, of course. And let's see what we get here. All right, so on the bottom of the deck, we have alone, abandoned, alone, or lonely, lost. The divine is within you. So know that although a lot of you can relate to being alone or feeling like you're alone in this world, you may, like as I said, actually be alone. You may not have a lot of family or friends. Maybe you do have some connections, but you're more of a seclusive person. There's a side message. Please get out more. A lot of you are meant to actually engage people because of your energies. The energies and codes that you carry are meant to be dispersed throughout the community or to the people around you. You meet people for reasons, not just through your energies as far as manifestation, etc., but a lot of you, it's purposeful or in alignment for you to meet this person and engage energetically. And that's not meaning that you intentionally engage with a specific energy or be more directional in your approach, but sometimes it's just naturally how you are. That energy just does the job automatically for you, kind of in a similar way that your heart beats on its own without you having to manage it, that your blood circulates your body and in a natural fashion, as far as, you know, if we're talking about the average healthy body, right? So they want you to understand that there's a bigger picture to your existence that you may not even know of, that you may not have a profound understanding about, and know that that's okay. Not everyone is meant to understand everything 100% that goes on within their lives, as far as, you know, how that this type of energy in the processes and the systems that create and maintain our universe works, okay? You know, we're here in this earth for a reason in these avatars. So just be compassionate and kind and patient and understanding with yourself, and trust, go with the flow. And they're reminding me to remind you that life is all about having fun. We don't just learn lessons, we don't just grow. And part of growing, as far as any type of growing, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, intellectual, or spiritual, fun helps us to grow, right? There is a purpose other than enjoyment. So remember to have fun. It's okay to take it easy, to take a break, to take a breath, and that as with all things, when it comes to balance, you not just have work, you don't just have your personal life as far as responsibilities and other things like that. You have fun, you have time for relaxation, you have time for rest and recuperation, healing. So make that time, okay? A lot of you may already know this. You may have felt it in your heart space, in your physicality, in your being somehow. But you know that spirit has been speaking with you, your guides have been speaking with you, angels, star beings, other light and multidimensional beings, mostly guides of some sort, and angels have been speaking with you, helping you through a lot of what you're going through. But I'm getting that a lot of you have self-doubt, and they really want to stress to you that everything is okay, everything's going to be okay, and we've told you, but it's really time for you to get started, okay? To get started with what you feel you are meant to do. So a lot of you may have been getting ideas. This could be dealing with hobbies. This could be dealing with a career change in family, or in some sort of relationship connection, changing your life. I see someone just uprooting and relocating somewhere, switching jobs, whatever it is, starting a new maybe you go into education, go back to school and get a new education. I see someone diving into art and crafting somehow. You're being guided to make a lot of big, important changes in your life. And a lot of you have been very scared. Yeah, you've been excited to some extent, looking forward to it. Some of you putting steps to do this, but while others haven't. But even those who have put steps towards it, it's not always consistent, and there you're still dealing with fear and the energies that kind of attract that same kind of energy of distraction that helps you to continue that state of what you may be thinking is procrastination, of just stillness and that stuck energy. And so they want you to really move forward and trust yourself and all that you do, because you're going to make the right choices. If you follow your heart and trust yourself, regardless of anything else, okay? Even the people that you love in your life, if they're not seeing eye to eye with you, that's more on their issue, not yours. And for a lot of you, you're kind of being guided, or at least suggested, that you don't entertain other people with your ideas, with your decisions, with your plans. Just do it. Don't discuss it with other people. It's none of their business anyways, even if it's your parents. Go ahead and do it. If you feel obligated, or not really, I shouldn't say the word obligated, but if you feel inspired to share, that's a different thing. If you feel that inspired divine inspiration, feeling, energy in your heart space, there might be a reason to it. Otherwise, leave it alone and just do what you feel inspired to do. Trust your intuition, trust your guidance. You're on the right path. How many times do we have to tell you this? Because we give you sign after sign after sign, but you need to start believing in yourself. We love you. We're here for you. It's just time to get started. Even though we have divine timing, and timing is not exactly the same in the human manifestation of it, or idea of what time is. It is time on your timeline to get started, to start working on these crafts and other things. And some of you, what you're being guided to do involves other people. And you can't, just think about it this way, you can't allow fear to hold you back, because in a way that's going to hold them back, because they're sitting around waiting for you. Of course there's always ways for the universe to work around that, to get things going, but I feel like your guides and angels really want you to understand that you have the capabilities. You're beautiful, wonderful, and full of light, and you've done these things before in other lifetimes. You have the training. You just have to trust and believe yourself. And perhaps you have that discontent, that lack of courage and confidence because of whatever experiences you've had in this lifetime. Maybe people have told you over and over again enough to make you believe less in yourself, but you really need to own who you are, what you know yourself to be, and make a choice. This is who I am. I'm going to go forward. I am of the light. I can do this. I can do this, and I'm doing it. I am doing it, and do it. Trust yourself, even if it takes time, even if the progress isn't apparent at first or quickly. Know that things are working out for you and will continue to work out for you. We have sacred journey. So understand who you truly are. This journey begins with self-discovery. A lot of you have been on this road for quite a while. You may already have a sense that you were on a sacred journey. You may have thought of it as another awakening, spiritual awakening, or evolution going on within you or in your life, just helping you to raise your vibration and to project you into the next sector of your of your life. And know that you are leveling up, you are healing, you are letting go of the past, you are doing what you need to do, and just continue to trust yourself as you move forward, because you're going to continue on this journey in new ways, in new heights, on new levels. I'm seeing new people coming into your lives, new breakthroughs, opportunities, just a lot of good things. Summer's coming up, so it's like the idea of summer activity, fun, enjoyment, new connections, vacations, those types of energies and things you are being guided to try to embrace if that calls to you, if you've been wanting to do those things. But know that those opportunities are open for you. And essentially, spirit, just the universe, your guides, they just want you to enjoy more, and know that the next season of your life will be more of that, more positive opportunities and breakthroughs, healing, enjoyment, fun activities, friends, engagement, things that you've been asking for, promotions even. Some of you writing books, getting them published, other projects working out for you. Some of you, this is going to be more of relationships. You've been calling in or wanting your divine counterpart, your soulmate, your twin flame, whatever terminology you use. Know that your divine counterparts will be coming in. For those who feel it resonates, this could be coming within this summer or the summer months, whenever that is for you. Others, I'm seeing the fall. Maybe the winter, but I feel a lot of the fall. So on an average scale of 6 to 8 months, you may see yourself coming into connection with your divine counterpart. And it's just a beautiful journey. Don't be afraid of that connection. And when I say that, I mean, don't let your past dictate what happens if you move forward with them, how you're going to meet, how things are going to be, what you assume about them. Don't allow your past relationships or anything else hinder you or warp what can be the best relationship or connection you've had. So Spirit really wants you to really allow yourself to break loose, to break free from the past. Like, hop in that car and just drive away. Let go of the past. Let go of the negative energies, the negative programming, negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative assumptions and expectations that you've learned, beliefs, etc. Even people that keep you behind. We have Chaser. in pursuit, convincing, rejection. Let them go and let it be. Stop chasing things that are not for you. A lot of people who resonate have been chasing things that aren't for you. So I see people going after jobs that aren't meant for them, getting upset when they don't get it, when they've had signs or feelings or some sort of indication that it may not be for them. And one big indication is how you feel about it. If it really doesn't inspire you, have a good feeling that makes you ecstatic and excited about it, it's not for you. Some of you are going after these things because you feel it's more logical. It's something that you should be doing, should pursue, should want, or have in your life. But that's not for you. Some of you, you're doing things and going after things because it's what you should be doing. It's how it's always been done. It's what we've always expected, etc., etc. So know that because of your starseed connection and other, I feel, light worker, even if you're connected to starseeds but you're not a starseed, in some way, some form of light being, know that you're meant to be a little different. Some of you are game changers, time changers. You do things differently to help provoke or incite or inspire change, So you're going to be more drawn and inclined to do things differently, to go about it in a different, brand new way, or to want something else than what other people have been wanting. So don't get onto yourself wondering why you're weird. Why do you have to be different? Why can't you be part of the crowd? Why can't you just be accepted? Blah, blah, blah. So don't get trapped in that negative thinking about yourself. Know that you're fine the way you are. You don't need to be chasing things that waste your time and energy, and and what I feel really at the end of the day does not make you happy anyways, not in the way that you should be. Yes, the answer to your question is yes. I feel like some of you will know what this is for. There's a particular question you've been asking or harboring within yourself, within your heart space. You may have, even before you've watched this, have had a question, told Spirit, told the universe, asked your guides, etc. That question before you watch this video. And then if you're watching in the evening, it could have been this morning. And I'm getting that it's yes. You've had the indications, you've had the signs and synchronicities. Your answer is yes. Some of you, this could be about relationships and love. Am I going to meet my true love, etc.? Of course, that answer is yes, if it resonates, if you feel it within yourself as true. This could be about job. I'm getting for someone, it could be dealing with some kind of legal issue or some form of legality. This could be family court, family issues, dealing with child protection or a custody. Things are going to work out. Could be dealing with other types of legal issues because I see a court, environment, just a lot of things. Other issues I'm seeing, finances and money. Am I going to get a raise? Am I getting a promotion? Will my monthly or yearly income increase? All of these are yeses. The possibility and opportunity is there. Some will be unfolding eventually within the next few months or so. Some of you days. It just depends because everyone's situation is different. Even some of you, depending on what you're asking for, it could be a few years or less or more. But I feel like you already know the answer within yourself. You've already been given the signs and synchronicities. Other messages have made their ways to you. This is a confirmation for you, basically. The answer is yes. And for those who have asked, yes, you are special. You are special. And you're meant to do great things. Some of you don't believe that about yourself. And they're here to say yes. And my cat Benji, he is a starseed. He's here. He woke up right when I started talking about this. So know that you are special, that you are meant for great things, and you don't have to take the ideas of what people say is special to heart, because as we know, there are different ways to being special. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of you have been asking about yourself. You have a lot of issues in believing in who you are, believing in the positive capabilities of helping others, of making a difference. Some of you may have even been suicidal recently. There's a message for you to not give up, to not give in, to keep moving forward, and that help is on the way. Things will be a lot better within the next 10 days, 10 weeks, months. It's like it gets better and better as you go along. You'll know what to do. It's like you're going to be given breadcrumbs as you go along. When you get the feeling to do something and you do it, then you'll get the next one and the next one and the next one. And I feel like Benji is here because some of you have been needing some sort of comfort and encouragement, but more in a comfort. Animals have wonderful healing energies, particularly kitties. And I feel like some of y'all just needed to see a kitty. So I hope all of you continue to do well and to really go forward trusting who you are, trusting yourself, and know that this reading did make its way to you because you needed it most. You needed it at the time that you saw this video. So this was one of the cards that came out while I was shuffling. It's creativity. It says inspiration, productivity, creation, bring out the greatness within. So like I said, you all are remarkable. You have great energy and inspiration within you. You have creative energies, whether you believe it or not. You have the capability to create and to make something inspirational. Some of you, this is going to be where you can really create positive solutions through problem solving and projects, being able to delegate and really manage well, and just do different jobs in the creative way. Because I see someone working on projects, or you're on committees at work, and or maybe you do event planning or dealing with programming. Whatever it is that you do it in creative ways, and people are really inspired by you. Even if you have a desk job and you think it's nothing really special, it is. And it's also how you interact with your coworkers, with your clients. It's how you think. A lot of you come up with ideas, or you have another perspective that other people don't. It's kind of gives me as an example in class, let's say you're in middle school or high school, and when the teacher asks a question and nobody really says anything, but you have a burning answer within you. And let's say someone finally raises their hand before you get the courage to, and they give an answer, but it's not like yours, and the teacher's shaking their head. And basically they were thinking the same thing, and maybe a few other people else were as well, but they just didn't raise their hands. But you go ahead and raise your hand and you give your answer, and it really shocks or really brings inspiration to the class and to the teacher, because none of them thought about that perspective. So it's like you bring something new to the table. So in that way, you do have potential, and you do have strength. You do have that creative energy and ability. Another card that came out when I was shuffling is memories. It says nostalgia, repetition, attachment, reliving the past, let it go. So confirming what we spoke about before, about needing to let go of the past, all the attachments to the past, or to things that no longer serve you, even people, things that don't support you and your energies, your new path. So whatever it is, if it's old habits and patterns, you've got to let it go, allow healing to come in. to open up your heart space. And like I said, relax, do some meditation, do what you need to do. Some of you may even want to, or may be feeling you should go ahead and see a therapist or a counselor to help you. Just depends on your situation and what you're wanting to let go and move away from. Some of you may decide to do a diet change, see a nutritionist or a health coach. It just depends, like I said, on what you're going through and what you may be inspired to do. Just follow your heart and your inspiration, okay? Let's see. We have surrender, detach, trust, free fall, have faith that all will be well. So as I said earlier, I don't know if you kind of picked up on it, but I did channel a little bit. And they were talking about, trusting yourself and having faith. So know that you are safe and everything is laid out for you. You have the resources. If you don't have them right now, they'll be coming in as you need them. And just trust yourself, use your intuition and trust the feelings and the inspired feelings that you have, what gets you excited, what feels that intuitive nudge and pull. Go after your dreams, your goals. I feel like they really want you to be active in that way, okay? Just let go of the past, let go of those negative thoughts and feelings and emotions. We have runner. Kind of reminds me of that chaser card, right? Escape from emotion and confusion, on the run. Some of you don't want to face the truth of who you are, or the truth of where your path is leading you. Because I get, for example, some people, they feel like they should look for another job. Maybe it kind of nudges you every so often, and maybe you even have looked at a few ads, but at the same time, you're avoiding looking for the job in actuality, not putting serious thought to it or time, having all of these second guessing feelings, trying to talk yourself back into staying at the current job or going to one you've already had. Also not wanting to confront things that you feel and know about yourself or of your life. So this could be tied to some of those changes I was picking up on, those intuitive guided changes you feel. It's like some of you want to run away from that, because if you don't look at it, if you don't acknowledge it, you don't have to do it, right? But you're getting to a point where you're going to have to do this, because down one path, you do this, you're continuing to heal, to grow, to expand, to feel fulfilled. But this other side, not. Things may feel more like it's just coasting, and I feel like you're going to be prone more to want to go down that initial path that you're being guided to take. We have balance, yin and yang, darkness and light. Stay centered in your higher self. So a lot of you, as I mentioned before, going to be focused more, or should possibly be guided to focus more on creating balance within yourself and your life, focusing more on health and wellness and promoting that in your daily life. So this is just another confirmation. One thing that keeps coming up, as I've said a few times already, meditation. Meditation will help open up and balance your third eye, as well as all the other chakras, your heart. And for a lot of you who are going through that spiritual growth and ascension, really clearing out those centers, your meridians, your auric field, creating balance within your mind, and opening your heart and third eye, balancing those centers are really going to help you at this time. It's also going to help with clearing your energy. So some of you may have been dealing with lack of sleep, or maybe not feeling rested if you do sleep, dealing with muddled minds. So I'm getting like you have muddled thoughts, or you can't think clearly, for being more forgetful. So this could really help you a little bit more. Of course, I'm not a doctor. If you feel you need to get a little medical aid, see your doctors and professionals. But I do feel on some level meditation will help, create more balance, to get more rest. Maybe some light exercise or stretching like yoga will help as well. Doing more grounding. Summer. Didn't I mention summer earlier? It's time to see the sunny side. Your answers arrive in summer. I think that was when I was talking about some of you meeting your counterparts, your divine counterparts in summer. But also, I was talking about, how there's more activity in the summer. So that energy is like one of your next phases on your journey is going to be like summer, having more activity, more light, more joy and fun, and that you are being guided to bring in more fun and relaxation. So definitely this is a confirmation. I'm also feeling that a lot of opportunities and growth are going to be coming out for you guys in the summer. And FYI, I am recording this in April of 2025. So we're in the spring, because I'm in the States, in the northern hemisphere. So currently our season is spring, and we usually morph into summer about the end of May, really about early to mid-June, depending. In Texas, although I know the calendar says mid-June is possibly summer, we really believe it begins somewhere in May. It can get really hot down here. But anyway, so summer is definitely going to have a lot of those opportunities I was discussing earlier coming through for a lot of you, especially if you follow your intuitive guidance and move along on your path. Let's see, I have two more here. Journal, write, process, contemplate, understand your sacred journey. So do what you can to connect with yourself. Some of you may want to connect with your guides and try to understand your emotions and thoughts. Particularly for some of you may want to focus on why you're not moving forward. Why do you feel stuck? Or it's like you go forward, but then you take multiple steps backwards. So just do what you can, and literally you could follow this advice and journal, but do what feels right for you. If journaling is not your forte, you could paint, you could draw, you can just sit and meditate, you can imagine a positive future, but then also imagine yourself, like visualize healing and spiritual growth. And joy. So whatever you feel called to, just know that it's time for you to be expressive and really face the truth of what you're feeling and what's going on with you, as far as why you're not moving forward, what could possibly be holding you back, and anything else you may feel like you want to focus on. Winter, you feel out in the cold. Your answers arrive in winter. So, I did touch on a little bit of winter earlier, as far as, when people might meet their counterparts or other things may unfold. But I feel like a lot of you may feel like the winter season, when you're secluded, when you feel a little cut off from others, isolated, limited in what you can do, just really feeling tied up is the phrase that I'm getting for some of you. Not everyone will feel this. It's kind of like people, some people really love winter, so you're probably having a good time right now. It could be that you've just got out of your stuck phase, and maybe you've worked through enough healing that you're starting to feel more of the spring and summer like energies. So starting to see opportunity to feel really good, to make enough change that you've inspired that kind of energy in most aspects of your life. But others, if you're still in this winter phase, feeling that little isolated, a little shut in, just know that things are working out and will continue to work out for you. I feel like some of you may want to seek out resources that you need, Others, this may entail support systems that you may not have. So even if it's a peer support group or some form of support group, know that, you know, if that's what you're guided to make, that can very well help you. Some of you, it's the fact that you, in some form or fashion, need to connect with others. I believe we touched on that before. When you're cut off and you're meant to share your light and energy, you can start to feel trapped within yourself if you spend too much time alone. And it's funny because a lot of you, you don't mind being alone, but too much, it starts to affect you in ways you probably don't realize. Plus, you may get this burning feeling that of boredom, or feeling like you need to go out and just do something. There's this repetition, you know, I feel for some of you, even if you don't realize that's what it is. You know, I think you're getting a little bored with your life, feeling a little stagnated. You know, you want something fresh, energy. So get out, you know, go out and shake up your life a little bit. Maybe eat out a few times instead of staying in. Maybe you go out to even just to window shop at the bookstore or the mall, whatever you feel guided to do. But, you know, try to be more engaging in the environment around you, as well as some of the people that you may meet along the way. All right, so I'm going to pull some cards from this deck here. Let's see if we can do that without disturbing Benji too much. All right, love, you're gonna have to be my table. Maybe I could do it here. Hopefully I'm not hitting that microphone. All right, so let's see what other messages we have for you, Starseeds. Me short arms, I tell you. We'll get it straightened out here. Right, Benji? You lend me your aid. You and your wee paws. I still didn't do it. I'm sorry, love. I think I snagged your fur a little bit. But you getting up does help me because I can do it here at the edge of the table. Oh, I'm sorry, love. But we can cuddle later, okay? All right, so Benji's time is up. I hope y'all enjoyed his stopping by and visiting. All right, so what do the Starseeds need to know? What messages do we have for them, for us? Got that one. Alrighty, I feel like I may cut. Alright, so the bottom card is the second bloom, second chance, new possibilities. So I feel like if some of y'all have kind of, you know, you may not have progressed, you may have been diving into old energies. You do have second chances and new possibilities and opportunities to make change. Others, it's whether it's a loved one, because it doesn't have to be romantic, but some sort of relationship or a job you may have had in the past. I'm getting where you get a second chance at this, because with the job there was a feeling of maybe there was some injustice, maybe you were either let go or left the job and you regretted it, or whatever the scenario is, it's like it comes back to you, or you have the chance to go back. But it is up to you if you decide to take that job again or not, or go forward to something new. I'm getting something about a teacher and teaching. I'm getting a missed opportunity. So maybe there was a missed opportunity in some sort of teaching position. I'm getting, you know, at first I was getting pictures of what looked like some sort of secondary, elementary education or high school, and then now I'm getting higher ed, so college or university setting, whatever it is, professorship. Maybe there's a missed opportunity at a particular institution and they've called you back. I'm getting where maybe you weren't initially hired or you turned down a job at an interview, but they're calling you out of the blue and offering you a position. And now I see this person, they are having to decide. It's like you have a really hard decision, or it feels that way. Because a little bit of you may want to stay where you are because there's that temptation of a promotion or progression, or if you think if I stay here a little longer, I'll have this and this and this, some sort of benefits, or I might get that promotion. There'll be something gratifying out of this if I stick with it. But then on the other hand, you have this other position. It may have lots more money and benefits, and it's like this either or effect where you're just not certain. There's good pros and cons for both. So a lot of you may just feel like you're in the midst of a rock and a hard place when it comes to that kind of decision, but now you have that second chance, and I feel like you will make the right choice. You, of course, I will say follow your heart, follow what calls you more, what feels more inspired and more in line with you, your goals, as well as what you feel in your heart space, your desires. You don't always have to be logical about it, because sometimes what is inspired by spirit doesn't always align evenly with your mind and your thinking. So basically, do your best. Trust yourself. What you feel is the best choice for you. All right, so this card came out. Mother Rose, returning to each other, compassion. I love that rose. It's so beautiful, if y'all can see that. All right. So what I get for many of you is coming into knowledge, understanding about yourself, and I'm talking about your true essence, the divine within you, the energetic being light that is you within yourself. Some of you may have an indication, but it seems more of connecting to a past incarnation. So a past life, maybe you've had some dreams, or you've come to know some knowledge about some of your past incarnations, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about, because we've all had some sort of past life, but that's just helps create a part of who we are. It's kind of like how our experiences help shape our overarching personality and thinking, the habits of thought and our conceptual beliefs, but it's not 100% through and through who we are, correct? So it's like really getting to know that inner divine self, but also, as you may know some parts of yourself, it's getting to know other parts of yourself. So maybe other parts that you may have, even if you've had a nudge about what they could be, or inkling, it's also coming into acceptance about them. So I'm getting that part of the message is coming in, because some of you may not accept or feel like you're in alignment with that part of yourself. So it kind of gives me the energy or the understanding of someone who, let's say they nitpick a few of their characteristics. They don't think it's a picture of a good person. Maybe they wish they were more of this or that. So for example, someone who is not as tidy and organized as someone else, with all the labels and everything in its place. They could have a nice, neat place, but they're still thinking, oh, this isn't organized enough. And you don't accept that part of yourself. You think it needs improvement. Some of you to the point where you don't even want to recognize that part of yourself. And I know organizing, that's not something serious that you want to nitpick and judge yourself about. But that was just an example that I just thought of on a whim. But that's what I'm getting with this card. It's like not only learning about yourself, coming into new knowledge about some of who you are, other aspects of yourself, but coming into acceptance of that and appreciating your uniqueness in a similar way that Spirit appreciates you and loves you and sees how you are a valuable, beneficial being in this lifetime on this earth to other people as well as to yourself and to the entire system as a whole, right, of evolutionary growth. So know that you are important, and you're going to be coming into a greater perspective about yourself and about the inner workings of your life and how you contribute, how you are valuable, your skill sets, etc. Lineage of the rose, moved by the goddess so-called gather. So many of you may have come from, I guess we can call it a lineage of certain things. So if I was to have you look into your ancestry, some of you may see, as an example, maybe there's a habitual pattern of people marrying into your family who are priests or Buddhists or spiritual leaders of some sort. Some of them could have been healers and doctors of some fashion. Others could have been magical people, shamans or medicine people. Some of you may even have called them witches, or because I'm also picking up like in the colonial Salem, you know, if y'all are in the States, you may know of the Salem witch trials. And, you know, it wasn't just in Salem, it was all over the scare. And a lot of people were basically persecuted and killed because of, executed because they were claimed or said to be witches when they really weren't. A lot of it was very political. If you really get into it, you'll know. But so you may even find people in your family or along your ancestral line who have had psychic abilities or some sort of ability, spiritual ability as well. Maybe you have a little bit of clairvoyance, and your mother is clairvoyant. You could even have someone in your family who's clairaudience, who maybe they're gifted with psychometry, remote seeing it, or they just have this, I get the feeling of maybe you or there's a few people in your family who they don't know what to call it, but they feel ghosts. They may not see them, they may not communicate with them or have that ability, but it's like they have that sensory where they can feel there's something different in the room. They may even be able to sense when energy shifts in a room. Something about light and dark. Maybe they can elevate light within a room, the energy of a room, a lot of different things. So know that a lot of you, Lightworker or Starseed, you know, this is mostly Starseeds, but also people who help Starseeds or connected to Starseeds in a way may be drawn to this video. So you may be Lightworkers, but a lot of you, you know, you have that lineage where a lot of the people in your family or ancestral line have some sort of similar connection and skill set that you have, similar qualities. So whether you're a healer, or let's say you have there's a lot of people with the same profession, they're medicine people or doctors, or some of the other things I mentioned, or they have similar abilities, even skill sets, as far as like, I don't know why, but the word masonry came to mind, you know, and it evolved into some sort of industrial art as we get into the modern ages. So just know that that could be a significant trait or clue as well. But you also have a lineage in a spiritual realm of your incarnation, where you've done good things, where you have used your skill sets and qualities and helped others as well as yourself, where you've, and this incarnation is part of your spiritual growth and evolution, and you're continuing to do it while also helping others, while also helping the planet, the universe. It's all connected. So no matter what you do, you're always going to be, and helping others, influencing that divine energy around you, even just by walking down the street, some of you. But know that you do have that lineage where you've done this before, where you have that spiritual historical connection of doing these things before, being of help. And so don't be afraid to go forward, because you've done this before many times. It may not be the exact same thing you're doing, but it's all connected, it's all the same, it's all divine energy. You just need to embrace that confidence and embrace yourself, those parts, those wonderful parts about yourself, and finally give in to believing in yourself and in your capabilities. So we have the grandmothers, remember your roots, perspective. So our ancestors, our guides, our angels, our star being friends, they all have a broader perspective, grander perspective than we do from where they are. And they're asking you to trust that everything's working out, to understand that your perspective is going to be different from where you are, and your perspective is going to be different from other people, because everybody's on a different standpoint, energetically, speaking, as well as in other ways, based on our various experiences and culture and what consists of our life in a local sense. But essentially, overall, we have to be understanding and trust that that there's a greater purpose to all things. So you're being guided to do this, to do that, to go into this store and you don't know why. Just go into that store, even though you don't know why. Know that there is a grander purpose to all things, even if it's not something that's going to happen right then and there. It's something that's connected to something later. So it could be one of the breadcrumbs that you're receiving. So you go into the store and you get an idea, and then you get another idea, and you follow this and you follow that, and you keep going, and then there's that big connection of why all of that was important, right? Whatever that manifestation is or ends up being. So know your connection to your spiritual tribe, to your spiritual family, even to your past. You have a greater, it'll help you to have a greater perception about yourself as well, what you're capable of, and the connection and the perspective of a whole of how we all help with the ascension of our planet, with each other in a roundabout way, with the universe. So the Holy Grail, stop the endless searching. So I kind of remember that that one card. We have the Runner, and what was that other one? The Runner and the Chaser. I think it was Chaser. But stop the endless searching. Everything is within you. I'm attracted to this hawk, which reminds me of spirit in the universe. And then we have this deer over here, tranquility, balance, peace. Know that everything is working out. That's one of the predominant messages. Everything is working out. Everything is working out. Trust that you have that divine guidance, and you are the magical person who has the intuition, the wisdom, the strength, the courage, the confidence, right? To do what you need to do along your path to be successful, to create. You don't have to find yourself outside of yourself. You already have yourself within. And spirit is within you. The divine source is within you. Your ability is within you. It's all about coming into that connection, accepting yourself, loving the self, making those changes and allowing your energies to rise, connecting with that divine knowing and wisdom that you find within yourself. And you'll be able to go far and succeed in what you want to do as you put yourself forward. I know, some of you may have to do the work. You may have some, depending on what you're wanting to manifest, what scenarios you come across and experiences, but they're all worth it. And it's beautiful. It helps you to gain wisdom and just expand, and you become a greater aspect of yourself. Trust the seasons, change, transition, growth, cycles. Definitely confirming what I've been saying. A lot of you are in that transition of change, being guided to make these changes, but also internal mental change, emotional change. Plant yourself here. Integration, embodiment, action. It's time to take action for yourself, to be the leader of yourself, to be that wisdom, the teacher that you need, and go forward. Really, when I see plant yourself here, it kind of reminds me of encouraging yourself to create that foundation and stand firm in it, in who you are and who you're becoming, and that divine source within, that divine wisdom. Held, unseen help, support, and community. So, you do have that divine support. You have your ancestors, you have your guides and angels, you have your star connections, you have source energy, you have the universe, you have Mother Gaia, whoever else that you connect with. And greatly, you do have yourself, that divine part of yourself on the other side of things. So you have the help, you have the resources, and with community, I feel like you have resources and connections within your physical community. So the people around you, the connections in your local communities. You just have to be willing to see, to look and find what you need, to trust that you'll be guided to it, okay? Or they'll be guided to you. And we have released the petals, transformation, shedding, all change. Let go of the past, go forward, trust yourself. You're in that state. This is the level you're at. Many of you are in different stages of that transition, that transformation. But essentially, this is that time where you are breaking free and moving forward. Breaking free and moving forward. These came out, so I'll just go through them real quick. Let's see. The mystic rose, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. Some of you are guided and inspired to be mystic healers, regardless of what kind of healing that is. A lot of you, I do feel it's going to be more of energy or Reiki healing or something similar to that effect. Maybe you use your psychic abilities to help others. I'm even seeing someone who wants to help people. They use their abilities to help them, like, how some people use them to help with crimes, but also helping lost people. It's mostly helping lost people, lost things. Just really using your gifts in a more social way, as far as helping people or the community, those in need. But this is just your sign that you have those abilities. Follow your heart. Some of you, you're also guided to speak Maybe you write a book. Let's see. I'm getting an engineer, computers, going back to school. I think I mentioned that earlier in the reading. So know you have the capabilities. This doesn't have to just be like psychic, intuitive skills, but other skill sets that you have. You know, you're like the master of it. You've mastered this before in other lifetimes. So don't be afraid, even if you have to start learning it brand new. It may seem like it's brand new because you've never done this before, but you'll catch up quickly after a while. I see someone doing some sort of learning for about, some of it could take a few days. Others, it's like weeks, like 6 to 8 weeks, maybe a little longer, maybe a few months. But I mean, even picking up someone who is doing some form of language learning. So learning another language, a foreign language. This could be Italian, it could be French, it could be even Japanese, or I feel like you're learning languages I don't even know. So maybe from some of the smaller countries that have unfamiliar languages, you know, languages that I'm not familiar of. This could be in small tribal areas, whatever it is. Learning new information. So, you know, you've done this before. You may have even spoken those languages in your past, some of your past lives, but don't be afraid to go forward and to put a little effort into it. The rose thread, inner call, soul-led, the mystic courage. Have courage to do this, right? I think a lot of these cards seem very repetitive in these messages. Let's see, I guess they want to get their point across, right? I'm also feeling a lot of connection to that sacral chakra. So this is because I'm not just with the inner call of, you know, going forward and what you feel you're being guided to do, but I'm feeling this in a sensual, romantic sense. A lot of you is getting to know yourself, loving yourself in that spiritual connection, really loving and knowing your divine self through and through, but also meeting up with your divine counterpart. So your soulmate, your twin flame, true love, whatever term you want to call it. But it's like once you two meet, because you see it's like these paths come together. So once you two meet, it's like you're a dynamic duo. Some of you, even your different careers kind of align with each other. They complement each other in some way. Some of you may even end up opening businesses or even organizations, maybe nonprofits together. It's like your skill sets really complement each other. So whereas this is just a vague general example, but let's say if someone's more, their skill set's more left brain and the other person is more right brain, and you two together, just it's like the perfect alignment for whatever you're doing. And so a lot of you, you're going to have similar hobbies and interests with your counterparts, and even if they're not exactly the same, they complement each other as well. Just out of an example, let's say someone's more into you're both into music, but one is more prone to playing an instrument while the other is more prone to singing or being gifted that way. So you know it's kind of the same but complementary. Just a lot of love, a lot of opening up and flowing energies of the sacral, which deals with relationships, but I do feel a tightness there. So some of you, you know, you have had difficult roads along the way, difficult experiences with romance, with love. Some of you may have not even want to get into a relationship. You don't have that trust of other people, particularly when it comes to dating. And regardless if it's the same sex or opposite sex types of relationships, it's like there's this distrust there, okay? So you really need to work through that and try not to allow yourself to I don't want to say manipulate, but it's like treating the other person, punishing them for what other people have done in your past. You know, because I feel like these divine counterparts, a lot of you are going to feel it in your heart space that this could possibly be, if you don't feel it outright, like this is my divine counterpart. You know, even if you have a little inkling about it, it's like you're so distrustful that you second guess yourself, you second guess the other person's intentions. And I can see that depending on how far this goes, it can create different types of complications, even just misunderstandings. So a lot of communication issues, people assuming certain things, and that's creating issues and arguments. And so I really feel honesty and clear communication will really help a lot of you who resonate with that. You know, being upfront about your feelings, not being afraid to open up and say, hey, this is how I feel, this is my intention, this is what I expect out of a relationship, this is what I fear, this is what I've been through. Whatever it is, I don't mean to do this, you know, work with me. Or, you know, I'm going to be working on myself. Just be patient. You know, honesty is the best policy. That phrase kept coming into my mind. So I don't know if y'all were thinking that or what, but, you know, honesty is really good in relationships. But honesty of the heart is what I mean as well. Being clear when you communicate with the other person without judgment, allowing them to speak their truth and honesty, and you speak your truth and honesty, and make it a safe environment between the both of you, no matter what it is, if it's something serious or not serious. You know, you want your engagement with the other person, with the love of your life, to be a safe place, to be able to speak to them without being afraid, right? And we have the sacred waters, replenishment, health, self-care. So I feel like, you know, as you move forward, and as a lot of you come into relationships with your divine counterparts, there's going to be a lot of breath of fresh air is the phrase coming into my mind. Just a lot of relaxation, just a lot of feel-good energy, really healing of the self. It's like some of you, when you get into the relationships with your counterparts, it's like you're both helping each other to really come into that healing even more, and shedding that old self, really getting to know that divine part. And it's like you both bring out the best of who you are, and even if, you know, it's not like everything's going to be perfect with each other or even with just yourselves, but it's not going to be like before, where before you may have had chaotic energies in the relationship, a lot of really negative things going on, you know, that frustrated, chaotic energy, that frenzy. I don't feel it in the same way as that. There's more understanding, peace, tranquility, and balance between the two of you. It's like, thank God things happened to where I left, or so-and-so left me, you know, because this is the relationship that I've always wanted. This is what love is. I didn't know what love was before. I didn't have it until I met this person, till I met you, till I healed myself. Alrighty, so let's see what else we get here. These are cards that I drew myself. I'm not the best artist, so, you know, just go along with me if I can shuffle. I'm usually a good shuffler, but tonight it seems like I'm getting a little stuck. I use the word stuck, so maybe there's a purpose to this. Showing y'all, if we keep going, we can eventually shuffle these cards and not stay stuck. Also calming down, taking it a little slow, not worrying. Why? Okay, I'm going against my words. I'm getting frustrated. Yeah, just get in there. Alrighty. The bottom, anger, hate, fear, jealousy. So a lot of chaotic energies. This is dealing with the past. I feel like some of y'all may have remnants of these energies from different experiences or people you've picked up, energies you've held on since you were a kid. So a lot of you, this is partly what you're going to be needing to work through, okay? Some of you may even see someone about anger, about some of the emotions you're feeling, okay? Helping you to release them in a positive way, in a safe way. Coming to terms with what might have been, what had happened in your past, what you're feeling now, okay? Jealousy is really peeking up at me. So some of you may be dealing with that. I see a comparison between one person. They're comparing themselves, their spiritual and psychic abilities compared to somebody else. Why is it not? How come I'm not as good? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe you're watching people who do readings and you want to do that too. You know, anything that we feel inspired or attracted to, there is some of that within us. We just have to develop it. Jealousy basically is like feeling angry because you feel like you can't. It's kind of like with anger, like either you can't control what's happening or you don't think you can have what you want, but you actually can. It may not be in the same way, but you can. And there's this other frustration as well, I feel like, coming up. Just a lot of burning energies in the heart space and in the gut. Some of you may have been so bad that you're having gut issues. Definitely need a change of diet for some of you. But it's like you've held on to these energies in those parts of your body, because I feel it affecting the gallbladder for some of you, the liver, getting scar tissue for somebody. I don't know if this was left by something you've had, like endometriosis, maybe a surgery, but just different issues, GERD, acid reflux, stomach ulcer, perhaps some sort of colon issue is coming up, polyps maybe, God forbid, but I'm feeling maybe cancerous tumors. Whatever it is, it's like dealing with a lot of abdominal colon-like issues. And then issues of the heart, I feel, maybe even in the lungs, in the mind, a lot of tiredness, a lot of confusion, not feeling very active, just a lot of weakness. So, you know, your body can be taking a toll with all of this energy, okay, and anger that you may be feeling. So make the positive changes you feel guided to make and help yourself to release. And sometimes that may entail you having to face certain things, facing your emotions, facing the thoughts you have, the beliefs you have, especially if you're being guided to change those thoughts. So you may be feeling conflicted, you know, especially if it's dealing with something like religion or spirituality, dealing with other people. Do your best, follow your intuition, and see what you feel guided to help yourself and what ways to help yourself. Creativity. So, you know, we have been talking about having creative energies, but a lot of you are very creative and artistic as well. I'm getting someone who's interested in painting, but they've never done it. I'm guilty of that, and Spirit's saying this is for you too. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I've always wanted to take a class on painting, but all throughout school it was always waitlisted. And I took a couple of drawing classes in elementary and whatnot, but always would get frustrated with myself and stop. It's like when I took piano lessons when I was a little kid. You know, the teacher started teaching me with one hand, but when it was time to bring in the second hand, I couldn't do it. It's like my brain wouldn't work that way. It's like I had trouble of doing different things with both my hands at the same time. Although now I'm older, I can do that a little more better. But when I was a kid, like 8 years old or so, it frustrated me. And they only tried to teach me like once or twice. And it was like I gave up on it. And I never took lessons again, and I never learned piano. So the same here. I didn't take a lot of drawing classes, just a couple. And like I said, when I got older and into university, all the painting courses still, every time there was an opportunity to sign up, it was waitlisted or closed. And there was always like 1 or 2 drawing courses. So I ended up taking another drawing course. It was a beginning course. And then I've always wanted to do ceramics, but I didn't really get into that. And so, I never believed that I was artistic in that way, that I could draw, that I could paint, because I never really progressed enough when I took those courses to see potential myself. So therefore, I didn't pursue anything as far as going after it, even in my own time outside of school. And so I never really developed it at all. And so I kind of just forgot about it. It wasn't until 2020, 2021 when we had COVID and things were shut down and whatnot. And I ended up being sick. And, I had a job where I worked with vulnerable populations. So especially those who would be more vulnerable to health issues like COVID or illnesses. So there was a time where I was not needed at work, and I was at home a lot. So I bought watercolors and acrylics, but I never really taught myself enough to do it. It's like I lost faith in myself, because every time I tried, it didn't look like anything, or it looked like a kindergartner painted the picture. So I got frustrated with myself and angry, and I just gave it up. And I didn't believe I had that type of ability. But now, within the last few years, I've been having these intuitive nudges that I need to get to it, because I do have those potentials, and I would have visions of, in my past life, being a painter, an artist in that respect. And if I could do any painting, it would be portrait paintings, the kind that almost look lifelike. But there's this mentality I have. How can I get there when I draw just like this? I mean, come on. There's, how your mind does it. Listen, let me find something that, that's as best as it's gotten since, more recent in my drawings. But when you have that kind of mindset and negative thinking, it's hard to really pursue something, to keep at it, to be consistent, to keep at it when you don't see any kind of return at all, right? Developing even. So that's where this is coming from. Spirits, like, whatever it is for you that you feel guided to do, that desire to do something, regardless of the negative thinking, feelings you may have about it, pursue it, go forward, and know that, and trust that everything's going to work out as you do it, right? We have lemons, automatically thinking about that idiom, when you have lemons, make lemonade, take the negative, turn it into something positive. So transformation, transition, a lot of you, taking, like, as I said, negative things and transforming it into something positive. What kind of lemons do you see in your life? And they're probably not really lemons at all. So I'm getting like situations where something negative happens, or your perspective is telling you it's negative. So maybe you somehow lose a job, or you leave a job or something. And it may not be right away, but you find a fantastic job, one that's 10, 20, 50 times better than the one you had that you thought was so wonderful. And you realize in the comparison, it was kind of like fool's gold, really. Or we could be talking about a particular ending in the past, maybe in a relationship, and then you end up finding your divine counterpart, after holding on to your ex or the energy of that relationship for years afterwards, right? Which doesn't allow you to move forward. So there's this discussion of lemons, and are they really lemons in your life, or are they really just modes of opportunity, of allowing you to grow something new, right? To start a new beginning. And then we have narcissistic, egotistic, egocentric, vain, or proud. So this is talking about energies, particularly relationships in your past, that are still plaguing a lot of you. So some of you, if you've had negative people in your life, this could be a parent, a romantic partner, a teacher, a neighbor, anybody in your life that, let's say was a narcissist, was an egotistic person. They were very harmful. They weren't very good to you. Some of you, with that memory card we had earlier about memories, it's like you play these scenarios over and over again, and that person, it's like keeping them alive in your mind, in your consciousness, in your energy. So that energy never clears out. It's just on repeat and attracting similar people or similar energies in your life. It may not be, even if it's not dealing with other people, it could be drawing in more chaotic energies or situations that matches that energy into your life. Vain and proud, I'm getting where some people, they're afraid that they're vain and proud, or maybe there was an experience that you had, someone either made you believe. It's like you do what you can to try not to seem vain, proud. There's this, I don't want to call it an obsession, but it's just so focused on your appearance, on the worries of others, what they're thinking. You really need to get out of that and do what you can to shift your thoughts and feelings. But this could be because of maybe you had a very strict parent, and they were they had this idea of who and what you should be. They got onto you a lot. They nitpicked you, maybe called you names. This could be other people in your life as well, people at school, really trying with their nasty words, controlling your image or what you seemed you had to be. Maybe you encountered a lot of bullies and you felt you had to be this way in order to survive. You had to become vain. You had to become really narcissistically proud, selfish, or hard in a way. Maybe you had someone tell you over and over again that you're too soft, that you're too weak, that you're too sensitive. It's time to reclaim yourself, who you truly are, and let go of the masks that you put on, right? Whether you chose to do it or you felt influenced and manipulated by others, it's time to let that go in the past and move on and heal. We have joy, laughter, growth, happy. So I'm getting a lot of energies from other people, new relationships that you come into contact with, not just romantic partners, but it could be other people. It could be people who are really part of your spiritual tribe, who are in alignment with who you are, who are similar to you in an energetic spiritual way, like other starseeds, other lightworkers, and they really help enlighten your energy and your moods and have a greater, broader perspective on yourself and life around you. It's just a lot of happy energy when you can let go of that and allow room to bring in all this great stuff. I really see that flip side of what you feel like your life is going to. You may have been in these murky waters for a while. Now you're in the sunny part of life. The sunny side of life is that phrase I just got. So allow yourself to be happy, release a lot of that feeling of constriction. It's like you contain yourself in what you need to be, how your life should be, etc. and therefore you trap yourself and you don't find yourself happy or having a lot of joyful experiences. Letter, write, express, reveal, honesty. So this kind of ties into that card we had earlier that was encouraging people to journal, to write, to basically be expressive, to be honest about themselves, to reveal who they truly are. You know, I'm getting some of you may want to write a letter to yourself. This could be your current self. This could be to a future self. But it's like you really start to open up to yourself and what you want and what you desire and what your goals, what you want your goals to be. Who do you want to become? Who do you think you are? What do you truly feel about this and that? You know, really revealing yourself in the letter could be helpful if you have a hard time, because some of you, I see you looking into mirrors. So, you know, we're all taught, or at least if you've taken self-help classes or you've read some books in some form or fashion, you may have heard or learned about speaking to yourself in the mirror, you know, opening up to yourself in the mirror. But some people can find that difficult to do right away. So writing a letter to yourself or just expressing yourself in a journal may be an alternative for you. You may even write a letter to your divine counterpart or someone who's supportive in your life, and just allow yourself a safe space for expression. Rose bush, celebration, a lot of success coming in for you guys within the next 4, 6, 8 months, I feel, not just in relationships but in lots of areas of your life. So just a confirmation, you know, where you've achieved something. Maybe you're getting some good news. Maybe people you haven't seen for a long time are coming in, or you get in contact with resources and other people that just bring in some sort of, if it's not happy news, I'm getting, it's just a sense of maybe they're a key solution to an issue you've had, or some sort of positive manifestation. Some of you, this is just where things start to, that tide starts to change as far as your inner growth and what your life looks like right now versus then. So a lot of good things, and I see a lot of signs and synchronicities before this happens. So, you know, things, telling signs that let you know that things are on the horizon, whether it's synchronistic numbers you see, just to seeing signs or messages along your way. This could be on billboards or I don't know, I'm getting pictures of like pennies and feathers. So whatever's meaningful to you, maybe you have dreams, but it's like things start to align more and you start to see more synchronistic messages as things progress and get closer to the manifestation. It's kind of like in the same way of letting you know you're on the path and things are working out more and more. So Spirit is giving you a gift. Some of this can be, for some of y'all, something you've asked for. May not be in the same way you may be thinking it would come out or come to be or manifest, but it could be something way much better than what you've asked, than what you're expecting. So don't necessarily feel bad if you feel like you're not getting what you asked. It's like an upgrade. You know, let's say you order something at a catalog and they upgrade you to the next thing that you couldn't afford, you know, because you settled for the one you thought you could afford, the cheaper one. Others, it's like you're being blessed with something that you weren't expecting. So this could be dealing a connection with people, not just like the usual we think of, like career promotion, finances, etc. Some of you may be getting a house or a car. I'm seeing an expensive watch for someone. This could be a passed down heirloom as well. It's like maybe your family thinks you're ready. You know, you've met that milestone in your life and it's time to pass this down to you. Just something connected with ancestry and just as an example, maybe they think their son is ready, is old enough and mature enough now to get this watch or whatever it is. or position or a new responsibility in the family. Let's see, I'm seeing someone being funded for college, so scholarships, other things like that. I'm seeing someone being surprised. I mean, they are totally surprised. This could be where a community comes together to surprise someone with housing or with money or some sort of gift that they need. This could be where someone buys someone else groceries. Maybe they meet someone along the way. They may not necessarily know them, but they see them in need, so they help them out, and it totally surprises the person. This could be even just an everyday kindness happening. Someone, I don't know why I was going to say accidentally winning. Maybe someone puts in your name for you, or you decide to just play this game. You don't really think you're going to win, but you do. Getting where someone picks up this, I'm not sure what it is, an entry or coin or something, and just throw it in, and they're the ones who actually end up winning. Follow, I'm also picking up where you need to follow your intuition and your guidance, because you may be led to something unexpected. Settle your thoughts. So, I did mention a lot of you having muddled thoughts before and being worried about the unknown, the future. Please calm yourself down, meditate, take a break, take a rest, take a nap if you need to, if it gets really bad. But trust, it's like a lot of good things are coming out. You really need to calm yourself, because your mind has gotten trained to think negative things. So when negative things are just coming into your mind on their own, or it seems repetitive, or you try not to think of these things, but you find yourself thinking of them anyways, just be at ease with yourself and understand that because you've thought this way for a while, you may not erase these thoughts automatically right away, right? It's a slow process. Maybe you can counter these thoughts with every negative thought you think of 3 or 4 or 5 positive things. Start saying a mantra, maybe listen to some positive music, read something or watch something that makes you laugh, distract yourself, whatever you feel guided to do. Meditation, though, I would highly recommend. Home security, feeling safe within yourself, feeling safe within your life. It's like you at some point you come into that trust and that knowing that everything's going to be okay, that you are divinely supported. It's like where before you struggled to believe this, you're actually believing it. It's like you have a firmer grasp on this belief, on these thoughts and emotions around feeling homey, feeling secure, feeling protected, feeling prosperous, feeling abundant, feeling good versus feeling bad and worrisome, right? Bear. So some of you may have a connection with a bear, or you may feel like it's a spirit animal or guide for you. And I feel that could be true. Bear is about wisdom, motherly love, protection. How we often say, that mother bear, protector energy. Also, hibernation and introspection is known for bear. So really going within, thinking and figuring out of the self, confronting the self, having that self-awareness on the self and in the spiritual, right? Really getting to know yourself, seeing all aspects of the perspective, really thinking things through, seeing alternate perspectives rather than just one perspective or the face value, right? Dealing with wisdom. But know that you're coming, we can see these as being connected together. You're coming into that comfort, cozy feeling of feeling protected and just feeling at home within the self. You may even find this feeling within your divine counterpart, or you feel like that to each other as well. You feel at home with them. Shoes. So I feel like this is talking about walking away from some things, letting go old shoes, getting some new shoes. So I'm not just speaking literal, I'm really speaking figuratively. You know, it's time to take off your old shoes and put new shoes on, to walk a new path. Some of you already know what that is. Others, you're going to continue to, as you work on yourself, heal and grow, it'll come into greater clarity. But just again, to reiterate, follow your intuition, make the changes you're guided to make now, whatever you're feeling now, and continue to do so, and things will become clearer. Stop, recalculate, no. So some of you have asked a question in regards to certain things, and it's like this big no, and I feel like you would already have a sense that it's not good for you. Okay, this isn't going to be like where we got that card yes, because as I said before, you know, that was confirming something already that you may know. It's the same thing with this card. Whatever is you were asking about, this, it seems like, as an example, someone comes into contact with this situation, with these people. They're not very good people. It seems like their energy is very low level and negative. Maybe they do some shady things. Or as another example, you come into some contact with these people, you think that they could be potential friends, but they don't align to your way of thinking. They behave in ways that you normally wouldn't align with or condone, but you brush things aside because you really want to like these people and hang out with them, but you don't want to see the truth that they are not in alignment and supportive of who you are, of your divine energies, of what your truth is, of what you believe. And so you disregard a lot of the red flags. You need to trust yourself and not be afraid to face that truth and to walk away from what doesn't serve you, because Spirit is trying to protect you from these people or situations, whatever the energy is. Allow yourself, even if it hurts, to see the truth and to do what you can to walk away, to make changes, whatever it is that benefits the situation in a positive way, right? Whatever you feel guided to do. Passed on loved ones guiding you, watching over you. So confirmation, I'm getting where there are some loved ones that may have passed on. I see, as an example, a grandmother or an older woman coming in and checking on a child while they're sleeping, checking on their daughter or son who is a grown-up now, just checking in. I see an older man checking in, passed on pets as well, running around the home, being supportive when their loved one is having a bad day or not feeling well, when they're sick. Angels and guides being there. Know that this is just confirmation. Yes, you've been having visitors of your ancestors and passed on loved ones, but also just to confirm the divine is always protecting you. Whether it's through your passed on loved ones, your guides, your angels, other light beings, you're always protected. And of course, they do hear you when you speak to them, when you think about them, when you dream about them. Some of them are even in your dreams, even if they're playing a part where they don't look like your passed on loved one. They're there, guiding you, helping you. Some of them even help you with the intuitive nudges you get. So know that they are protecting you. Divine light. So this, I feel like, is just confirming that connection. Some of you are wondering, am I a good person? Am I a light worker, a starseed? Just a confirmation. Benji is back. Hello, Benji. And it's just a confirmation of who you are. And I feel like a lot of you should feel more confident after this reading in who you are and where you're going, and your potential, and your grace, and just who you are generally. And know that some of you may be getting some visitors, whether they're your star beings that are part of your star family, your ancestors, your guides, or angels to help you in your evolutionary growth. So if your body needs attunements, they're helping with that. So, I feel like a lot of you may resonate with this, may have these experiences at night. You may not even know it's happening while you're sleeping. You may not even feel anything. Others, it's like you may see things if you've had some light flickering going on and off, electronic issues. Like earlier today, I had some issues with the internet. It was slow all of a sudden. Out of the blue, things weren't loading. It was very bizarre. And I didn't think anything of it at the time, but now as I'm giving this reading, it's like they're telling me, you know, it's that same frustration, you know, when adults are frustrated with their children, you know, because they're too busy looking at the screens and they're too busy on their phones playing games and whatnot. They're not listening, they're not picking up on the signals around them. So their parent takes away their cell phone or their laptop, or they turn off the internet, you know, and that's when their children come into focus and the attention around them. And it was like, hello, you know, right here, you know, I'm trying to talk to you, I'm trying to give you this message, but I'm not even on your radar. So know that that could be happening for some of you, or will be happening. And you know, I got this message, this feeling that some of you need to pay more attention to your pets. A lot of them are starseeds, but also light beings in their own right, and they do help you in your own way. Some of them just need a little bit more care, more understanding and patience. Some of them need more attention in their health and wellness, what you can do for them. Maybe a little bit more love, taking more time to express your care for them, and hearing them out too, because they do speak to you as well. Even if if you don't have that ability, it could be through the connection of love, of emotion, of feeling. So just do what you can to connect with them more. But that's all what I have for you today. Thank you for stopping by. I trust all of these messages helped you, the ones that resonated. Please support my channel by liking this video, subscribing, and I will see you next time. Y'all take care.